Good Wednesday morning, everybody. It's a little dewy out. What is it now? It's 10 o'clock. Just before 10 o'clock. Over here at Dad's. There's the old crab steer sitting there. So we got to get some stuff put back together. We've got the door keeper opener. We've got the splitter or the tree puller. We've got a hydraulic cylinder to put back in that. New hose on that. And then the sickle mower. We've got to put the sickle mower back together. I had some parts made for that. And so Dad can mow the pasture down so we can bale it. So yeah, here's the new hose. Put the sleeve on it. Fisher through here. Goes in there. Which in turn gets mounted right here. And these are parts for the sickle mower that we need to get put back together. So yeah, let's get busy. Big John. Big John. All right, well, me and Dad were out here and we got busy and I didn't even bother picking you up. So, inside this cover here is the cylinder and this hose right here. We had all that tore apart. This pin comes out, that pin comes out. The cylinder's inside that shield there. You can, and then the hoses come through right there. So we got that all knocked back together, got the hose put on, pins in it, roll pins in it. Then we commenced to putting this all back together. And this shaft comes out here, bearings, new bearings in this housing here. And then I had some stuff redone at work on this shaft. They fixed it up for me. The slip clutch was coming apart. So yeah, we put the belt on it and it's super tight. Super tight. So I called down to Bowling Green and talked to a gentleman in the parts, and it's a International 100 pull type sickle. And he was able to look it up. I told him, I said, you might have to go back for the microfiche days. He goes, we don't have them anymore. I said, I know. But anyway, he was able to look it up and he gave me the belt number and I give him the number off of this belt here. And right there, actually. And he said that is the correct belt, 105 inches. So I guess we're going to put it back on, but man, it seems tight. But it'll wear in. I just hope it don't take them bearings out again. Anyway, that's how my day's going so far. And it's hot in here. There's no breeze outside, which I want a breeze to dry the ground out, but wanting one hand and, well, never mind. Anywho. Getting things ready to go. Oh yeah, I hate to say it, but this old girl's been sitting out here since last fall. It's been started a few times. Me and Dad are sitting back here in the shed, taking a little break. Seeing a bird fly in there. So we're gonna start her up and get rid of them. I don't know when the last time you started it. Pressure clear over into the, almost into the yellow. Transmission pressure good. Fuel gauge. There's my fuel gauge. Yeah, this old girl runs good. I put the, had the heads off of it. It's been quite a few years ago. Put new injectors in it, new exhaust studs, and glow plugs. I popped the head gasket on it, actually twice. I didn't retorque them good enough, so the last time I had it apart, I took them all, put it all back together, took it out and run it a little bit. Got her up the temperature and then retorqued them. I had to borrow a buddy of mine's 6-foot torque wrench because I think they're 350 foot-pounds or something like that. So yeah, she's a good old girl. For those of you not familiar with the cases, this tractor does not articulate in the middle. The front axle steers and the back axle steers. And here's your controller for that. If you slide this lever over there, when you turn the steering wheel, you see that lever move, and then you can slide it over. It's bound up right now, but you can slide it over into this side, and it's manual, and you can actually crab steer it. You can slide it over and push it up, and the back wheels will turn to the left, and you can turn the front wheels to the left, and you can go down through the field like that. Why? I don't know. If you're getting into the mud or something like that, you can crab steer your way out of it. The 4490 that I had, that I traded in on Bertha, that was done electronically. There was a rotary switch for your position, and then there was a rocker switch for the rear steer. So you could do that, which made it really handy with the grain cart pulling up to a tractor, pulling up to a trailer. If you were a little far away from it, you could crab steer the whole tractor over at an angle to get close to the trailer with my short auger grain cart that I had. But anyway, we'll leave this sit here and run. Alternator light's still lit up, so we'll give her a little RPM. There, it's out, 1,000 RPM. So now she's charging. One of the problems with this tractor is it's only got 2 remotes, 3-point and 2 remotes, and no PTO. That's why this one doesn't work on the grain cart. But anyway, we'll leave her run for a while. I might take her home. All right, I did a little research. There's a Granger up in Perrysburg. It's the best bet around for a belt that size, other than John Deere or Case. So I'm hoping Granger will be a little bit cheaper, maybe a better selection. So it's half an hour away up Perrysburg. So me and Dad are going to run up there and see. Sunshine is beautiful today. It's starting to get a little bit of a breeze. The ground is starting to air off, so we still might be able to get some beans in later. I'm hoping. All right, well, it is now almost 3:30. See the clouds? Oh, sorry. So we ended up going to Granger up in Perrysburg, and they ordered a belt that'll be delivered tomorrow. So that'll be taken care of. And I got some tools of mine that were over here, and gonna head home and tear the rest of that platform for that auger off the back of that grain drill and get that ready to go. It's still there's wet spots on the top of the soil. I'm sure there's water in a couple of my fields yet, a little bit. But we'll see what happens tonight. I actually took a couple vacation days last night and tonight to try and get some beans planted, but I don't know. I just can't bring myself to do it when the conditions aren't right. They're close, but like over there in that corner, you can see the ground is wet. It's still dark on top, which means it's mud underneath. So, I don't know. Doesn't look like we'll get much. I'm going to get everything around and get it ready to go, and we don't get a bunch of rain. We'll be able to hammer it out here pretty quick, I'm thinking. Anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, got home. It's now 6 o'clock. It's not looking very promising out there. Temperature's dropping off. Anyway, I got pulled the 970 and the other planter out. Took the chain off the fertilizer. Screwed some fittings back together that we had washed out and was draining. I want to get bean meters to put in that planter so that when we can go, we can go. When we bought that planter, it was just for corn, and we didn't buy bean meters for it. But my buddy Kirk, he's got bean meters, and he'll let me borrow boxes and everything. So that can plant 30-inch row beans. She's good to go now. I'll have to change the transmission. Got the Bobcat out. Well, it's over there now. Pulled this out and took, this is the rest of that framework that was up underneath there that held this auger up. So I got all that out. I thought I had changed these brushes, but they're still set for small grain, wheat, oats, whatever, rye. So I gotta change all them, which I thought I did already, unless I messed up and put them back the other way. So I gotta do that. And once that's done, it'll be ready to go to the field. Just put a tractor on it. Bertha's sitting right back there behind the barn. Back it in. I actually I took the hitch off this John Deere grain drill years ago when we parked it back here in the corner. The hitch is right there. I'm gonna put the hitch back on this, and I want to put this behind Scooter. My plan, my grand scheme of things, is when the weather gets good enough that we can do it. That's an old-fashioned drill. It's not no-till. But Dad, we got that 60 acres of worked ground across the road from Dad, so I'll have Dad in that, plant 30-inch beans. My buddy Lester said he'd help, so I'll put him in Scooter with that. And that's a 7-inch drill, I think, maybe 7.5. But it's only 12 foot wide, so it's a lot of passes. But I've used it. It works good. So I'll have Dad do the headlands on that 60 acres and him start at the north end and work back, and I'll have Lester start at the south end and work up, and wherever they meet in the middle is where it is. And then that's all the beans at Dad's house. And then the corn stalks back here. There's 8 acres, 13 acres, 13 acres, and then 9 acres back there. And then over to Woodville, there is a 14, a 17, an 8, and an 11. No, a 9 and an 11. So that's what I'm going to do. with Bertha and the no-till drill. So I'll have to have somebody running the seed tender back and forth, keeping everybody full. But yeah, so I got to get them brushes changed. So that's what I'm going to work on. And wait for the rain to come. I don't know. Looking at the radar, it's kind of going north of us. And then out there farther, this is due west. And then out there farther, there's some stuff that looks like it's going to go south of us. I don't know. The county's got their mowers here for mowing the road. They park here all the time, which is good. I don't mind them sitting here. They help me out every once in a while and do a little extra mowing for me, so it's all good. It works out. So yeah, I'm gonna get busy on that. Okay, figured I'd get the camera in. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them done on this side already. In here to where I can get to it fairly simple. So I figured I'd set the camera up and show you what's going on. So this cotter pin that you see me wiggling, basically that holds the brush in. It holds the brush in. So pull that cotter pin out. And then you twist this, twist this with a pair of pliers and you twist it back like that. Then you put the cotter pin back in the back hole. Which has got the brush way back over the belt. Okay, so that's in, then turn the belt, it's against it. So what that does is, I don't know if you can actually see here. Let me shine the light up and look through the camera. There's cells. Hang on. Let me get this unhooked off the magnet. Sorry about that. You can see them cells down there. There's actually a bean there. There's cells there. So when you're running wheat, you have the brush way out like this and it just lets it dump. But when you're running beans, you want one bean in each one of them cells, and the brush is pointed backwards so that it kind of sweeps all the extra ones off, so that the only ones that come through are the beans that are in those cells. So yeah, that's how these belt meters work, and it's the worst part of the whole deal. It's changing these out. Here, let me do another one here. Sounds like it's starting to sprinkle out. Get the light over here. Pull a cotter pin out. Turn you a little bit so you can see. There we go. Pull the cotter pin out. Rotate that brush forward. And see that sometimes they get really stubborn. So I found if you stick the pliers right in there and push the brush back itself, I don't know if there's some beans in there or what, but you get that back out of the way. Then put the cotter pin back in the back hole, which, like I said, holds the brush back. I almost need my cheaters to see that hole over there. There we go. Okay, and that's it. So yeah, 3 more to go on this side and 11 more on the other side. Sounds like it's raining out. Let's go check that out. Yep. So that means I got to get that 970 in here. Okay. Maybe the camera was recording that whole time. Anyway, I got them all switched, and I got to put the tubes on them yet. The rubber tubes that go from here to there, but I can't put them on until it's hooked to a tractor and ready to set down. Because if you put them on there and leave it up in the air with the row units hanging, it stretches them out. So we didn't get enough rain to settle the dust. It just sprinkled. But it's now 7:15, and I think I've had about enough for today. I'm gonna close this up, head in the house, get some supper, maybe drink a beer or two. That sounds like a plan. And watch the weather, pray for the best, and see what happens. All right, we'll catch up with you tomorrow.